Who the heck are you then?
My name is Jacky.MOD and I live here in Armagh.
Hello, Jacqueline. And tell me what you do here in Armagh.
I'm a full-time mother and I work here on Wednesdays.
So what is here? Tell
This
the
is
folks.
the Faith Mission bookshop.
And now, how is it going in the bookshop? Are you getting more customers or less customers?
Well, we had a previous building but 3 doors down, and I don't think this shop was working as well as the old building.
So location's important then?
Yeah, and I think the heart of the shop was in the old building. This new modernisation, for some people it works and some people it doesn't.
Right, gotcha. But you seem to have a faithful group of people coming in.
Oh, definitely. We have the locals who keep us ticking over all year round, and then we have visitors. We would have then the churches coming in and get their Sunday school material, but we keep floating.
What do you think your average age of your customer would be coming in?
Now it would be a lot of elderly would be coming in and buy a lot of cards, but recently now a lot of our old customers have died, so I'm often thinking about who is going to keep us going over the future, but God has a way and a plan, I'm sure, to keep us.
Yeah, I've been around a lot of our cities, as you know, and there's an awful lot of, just to cheer you up here, an awful lot of closed Christian bookshops. But you're surrounded by lots of churches, though. I mean, you've got a big marketplace here, don't
South
you?
Armagh and Monaghan direction, Castleblaney and our own border towns.
Yes.
Keep us. We've a wide range of towns and villages to cover, so we're not too bad. We have plenty of, and as you just said yourself, a lot of churches, even in Armagh alone, never mind the country churches that keep us going.
Do you think, though, that the church is growing in this area numerically? Do you think it's growing?
I think for a while there it was growing, but I find our own church, we used our church maybe a year ago, we've been packed. Now we've lost, I feel they've moved away or we've lost a lot of people, so the church wouldn't be just as well filled as what it would have been. So I think that's a hard question. I think there's a lot of other cults, maybe, a lot of other things out there that are maybe weaving the people into their wee group of people, and maybe they're trying something else out, because maybe sometimes a lot of things of maybe Christians aren't living up to what they used to be, and I think people look at Christians and say, well, if those are Christians, I'm not, don't want to get involved, so they're trying something else. That's something maybe that.
Do you think that's because we've become slightly irrelevant to present day society? I mean, things have changed a lot, even in the last 10 years, in many ways, not just with the troubles that have diminished here, but
I think sometimes people make Christianity be a sort of a social class rather than the actual true meaning, and put them possessed on a pedestal, and have Christians have maybe the older generation of Christians that come in, that have, a lot of them have died. When you look at those and where their heart is, and look at some of the Christians that are coming through now, it's more of a social club sort of, rather than a faith.
I see. Do you think it's a mark of respectability as well?
Yeah. As I learned in college, some people maybe who maybe grew up in Christian homes, but maybe never took that step of faith, and they think they're Christians, but they're not actually true believers, and that's where the problem, I think, is. So
some people making a profession but not really being born again.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think that's because we're not preaching the Bible correctly?
Yeah. Well, some of the churches I find are afraid to tell from the pulpit what people need to be hearing. When you suffer, I've lost my mum and dad both to cancer, and when you see people suffering and you know that there's a life beyond this, I think you're more determined to let people realise, we're not in this wee bubble. There is a life beyond this, and if they're not told how to get to, people think, oh, you should know by the way you look around you, that where things come from, question things. But I think sometimes people need to hear from the pulpit how to get saved and why we need to be saved.
That's amazing that you've been in Northern Ireland, and this part of the world should say that that's diminished from the pulpit a wee bit, but that's obviously been your experience, that your observation.
I would find that a lot of some of the churches are afraid to tell people what they need to hear, because there's maybe, I don't know what's holding them back, maybe.
But do you sense there's a fear that the pulpit is not expressing what the Bible says in its fullness?
To a certain point, they're good at their speaking, but they never finish off that you must be born again. You must be a true believer. You must repent of your sins and believe. And that's the only way to heaven. You know, it's not by works of right. You know, it's not by good works of righteousness. It's not by putting money in the plate. It's not good works. That there's the final step of faith you have to take at the end of it.
Thank you very much indeed for this interview, and God bless you.
Okay.